After a long scrim, gaming session, or match day, do you find yourself to have a lot of discomfort in that upper back as well as that neck area? I have a couple exercises that will help you alleviate some of that discomfort, and you may actually notice some instantaneous relief. Follow me as we go take a look at these few exercises that you can do post scrim, game session, or play day. Welcome to the Hectic Performance Center.
Our first drill will be a lacrosse ball being put around the shoulder blade. Think of your hand as your shoulder blade, and what you want to do here is take the lacrosse ball and put it on the outside perimeter of that shoulder blade. You don't want that ball to be on the bone itself, it'll be very uncomfortable. What I'm doing here is I'm taking my thumb, I'm bringing it to my hip, and then I'm rotating out and bringing my thumb behind me, pointing at the wall or the window above me. So I'm going to get a couple reps in each direction. The reason why this is really nice is because unlike just rolling the area, what we're doing is we're gliding. So we're trying to find that tender spot and we're forcing that knot or that muscle to have to work around that lacrosse ball, or in this case, a hockey ball, as opposed to just foam rolling or just rolling that area back and forth. As you see, I did make the switch over to my other side, to my right side. My right thumb is going to go into my left pocket, and then that as that arm goes above my head, it's just going to then spin out so my thumb is pointing back to the window behind me. When it comes to reps, I like to go somewhere in that 8 to 10, 12 reps at most. Nothing more than that, just because we're going to be continuously doing this over the course of a couple days or even a couple weeks. The next drill is going to be our neck glide. I like to go about 8 to 10 reps here. I'm putting two fingers on my chin and just carefully bringing my head back or shifting it back. It's not a tug of war. I'm just carefully putting a little bit of pressure on that chin, bringing my head back into a more neutral position, and then bringing my head forward. This is really good to open up mobility in that cervical spine, but also to start to open up some mobility in that T-spine, again, where those shoulder blades are. What we have here in our next drill is going to be our trap stretch. As you can see, I took my right hand, put it behind my right butt cheek or glute, and I'm putting my left ear to my left shoulder and then looking down towards my left pocket. I'm going to depress that shoulder down for 2 seconds and then lift back up. When doing this stretch, you're going to feel that right in that trap, the muscle that goes from the neck out towards like the shoulder. This is going to be really important, especially with just, again, stretching out that upper back area and also gaining mobility in the arm. So that way, if you're a mouse and keyboard player, flicking is not going to be troublesome, especially if your traps are really tight. As you see, I just went into just a little bit of a neck circle just to open up, get myself ready, and I'm doing the same thing on the other side. In terms of reps, I'm going about 8 to 10 reps, bringing that shoulder down for about 2 seconds again. Nothing crazy here. And the only reason why I want to go for 2 seconds is just to help with really pulling that trap. One thing that I've noticed when doing this stretch is that if you have a tension headache, this can be really beneficial to helping alleviate some of that tension in that upper neck or that upper back area, meeting into the back of the head or the occipital area of the skull. So what I would say is just keep doing this to help alleviate some of that discomfort. I'm doing some shoulder circles right now just to open everything right up again, allowing me to get ready to go back into a gaming session or just hang out for the evening. Here's an exercise that I really like, which is a band pull apart. The reason why I like this is because it engages the lats which is such an important muscle area, especially when you are sitting for these long hours gaming and playing. What we're doing here is we're just going through a standard pull apart, taking the arms, making them nice and straight, and pulling the band as tight as we can, or pulling it as far apart as we can. Once we get through these, one thing that I like to add with these pull aparts is going into a 45-degree angle. So as you can see, my right arm is going above, my left arm is going down towards my pocket, and I'm just pulling apart. Again, getting the lats to really engage. You're going to start to feel a little bit of a burn in those lats as well as in those shoulders. I like to hang out in the 10 to 12 rep range just because this right here is actually an activation type exercise. And as you can see, I just made the switch over to the other side. Again, activating these lats, getting the shoulders to really be engaged so we can make sure that we are feeling pretty good. This can also be a great drill to do prior to going into your game session or scrim session, just so that way, again, you can activate those lats and feel a little pain free. Our last drill in this series is going to be a scapular push-up or scap push-up. As you can see, my hands are under my shoulders, my knees are under my hips, and I'm digging my toes into the floor. Keeping my arms nice and straight, I'm bringing my torso down, bringing those shoulder blades in as tight as I can, and then pulling them apart as far apart as possible. Again, this is something that I like to do about 8 to 10 reps, 12 reps if I really just want to make sure that everything is really feeling good, or if things are feeling really tight and I just need those extra couple reps just to open up. Again, my torso is moving. I'm not bending at my elbows. As you can see, my elbows are staying straight throughout the whole movement. Keeping my head in a nice neutral position. I'm not tucking my chin down. I'm not shifting my body too far forward or backwards. Okay. Again, keeping my glutes as tight as possible, which will also help with core stability during the movement.
There you have it, everyone. These are my few exercises that I like to use to alleviate some of my upper back as well as neck discomfort, not only during a gaming session, scrim, or play day, but also just everyday life. Maybe you are creating content and you're sitting for long hours, or just writing, paperwork and getting stuff done in an office-like setting or administrative setting. These stretches and or mobility drills can still help alleviate some of that discomfort. I hope you were able to take some of that knowledge and start getting right after it ASAP. As always, everyone, stay healthy and game on.